Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going over the month, a nice overview of what my favorite things were and what didn't quite make the cut. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. Overall, it was a great month of trying new makeup, of continuing to love makeup that has been favorites, and just a couple of fails. So I'm going to show me applying this face, and we are going to start with what I didn't show, which was my eyeshadow primer. This I've had samples of for a few months. I picked up a full size, and this is continuing to be one of my most reached for eyeshadow primers. This is the Ulta Matte Eyeshadow Primer. Pretty inexpensive. I love how lightweight it goes on. Very thin, yet provides coverage and really helps my eyeshadows blend. I highly recommend this. This is one of, I would say this and the tubing mascara from Ulta Beauty are two of my very favorite products from that line. I also prepped my eyebrows with my AOA Hold My Brow soap. This is so inexpensive, less than $2, maybe even $1. Super easy. I just spray a little bit of water in there and prep my eyebrows, let them dry, and then I can go in with the brow pencil. And the brow pencil is one of my first favorites for the month, and that is this duo brow product from She Glam. I tried this in my She Glam video. Heads up, there are a lot of She Glam products in here. This has a pencil on one side, and on the other side is a pen. Everything that I got from She Glam was super inexpensive, which was one of the draws. And of course the other draws was all the positive things that I've heard about the brand. And this brow product did not disappoint. I took the pencil, outlined, drew in, and then what I liked the best about the pen is that any residual flicks that I need to make, I can do with that. Fantastic product, super inexpensive, definitely recommend. The other brow product that I tried in September was this brow palette from e.l.f. This has a clear wax, a colored wax, and then two powders. I'm finding that I'm not reaching for the waxes. They don't quite give me the hold that I'm looking for, but the powders are great. My favorite thing to use this for is touch-ups. When you do your makeup, I do my makeup generally at 5:30, 6 a.m. and it stays on until I go to bed. So if I feel the need to fix my makeup towards the end of the day, I can go in with a small brush and just tap in there in any place that seems to be missing some pigment. I can fix easily. This has been great. I've been reaching for it quite a bit. For primers, I tried the Supergoop matte this month. I'm sorry I didn't bring it in here with me. I will pop up a picture. And I also tried this birthday suit primer from She Glam. This is the one that I chose to wear on my face today. I think that they are both okay primers. I still have very few primers that really knock my socks off. But the thing that I like about this one is that you need so very little. It comes with a little spatula, and you'll see in the video, you just need the tiniest amount, and it spreads onto the face. It does smooth my skin. It does mattify a bit. It doesn't mattify all day long. But keeping your face matte is going to depend on the perfect trifecta of primer, foundation, and powder. And I've had some pretty good luck with that primer. I've used it with different foundations. Next, we're going to move into the eyes, and I am going to rank the three different eyeshadow products that I tried. The first one was this one from, the first one I'm going to discuss is this one from She Glam. This is a stacker type deal where there is a matte shadow on the bottom, and then you unscrew, and there is a cream shimmer on the top. I said that backwards. The matte is on the top, the shimmer is on the bottom. I was a little disappointed in my video because the matte is fine. It builds up, it looks good. The shimmer is a very, very mild shimmer. That's a terrible swatch. But I have used this multiple times, and it really is a great everyday product. I tried it different ways, whereas I believe in the video I did the matte in the crease in the outer corner and then put the cream shimmer on the lid. You can use this different ways. The other way that I tried it is I did the cream shimmer all over, then the matte, then patted the matte on top, and it really provided a lovely everyday neutral brown look. I had no problem with these shadows fading or applying patchy. Super inexpensive, different color stories. I will eventually pick up another shade of this just to play to see if there's a differentiation, but I do like this. I also tried the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. This is a beautiful palette. You can see that mine is pretty beat up. I have gone into it a bit. I have worn a lot of the pink shades, the warm shades. I do really enjoy this palette. To me, it is a nice combination of the glam and the bronze. A little more bronze if you ask me, but I love that she has a matte black in here. I love the shimmers. I am just a huge fan of Natasha's formula. There's one of the shimmers. There's the black. I have no problem. I can create quite a few looks with this palette, and I think it's beautiful. The last palette that I tried, and the palette that I have on my eyes today, is this Tarte Man-Eater palette. This is my first dive into Tarte's shadows. In the past, the palettes that they had were just a little too soft and pink and peach for me. I like to go a little more sultry with my looks. I like a little more depth, but I also want the light as well. My perfect palette has a white or a light cream, it has black, and then there's some fun of colors and neutrals in the middle. And this one does a pretty good job. Let's take a look at this. We've got your matte cream to white right up here. We've got a nice black here. We've got some fun different pops of colors. You can go a little more pink. There's a pop of green. Today I went with the yellow. Lots of great color combinations in this palette. I find the mattes are easy to blend. They are pigmented, but not overly pigmented. I think this is a little bit more of a buildable formula. The only complaint that I have with this palette is that the shimmers are a little crumbly. So let's talk about the look that I did today. I started with this yellow shade Desire, and I put that all over the crease, going a little bit higher. I actually tried something different. Instead of going higher over here with the shadow, I went higher in the arch of my brow. Just trying something different. Let me know what you think. Then I took the shade Mischievous, which is this nice terracotta orange shade, and I went deeper into the crease with that shade. Then I took Heartbreaker, which is this really pretty shimmering gold. I mean, just the definition of Jenny. It's like a nice coppery gold shade, and I took that all over the lid. And then just to add some depth, I went into this Animal Instinct right here, this lovely black, put it in the outer corner, and then eventually pulled a wing out with it. So easy, especially for a person who struggles with wings, to take a nice sharp pencil brush and just drag that black liner out. So much easier to control, easier to fix if you mess up. I like it. When I placed my She Glam order, I also picked up an eyeliner from them. This is a twist up black liner from their line, very inexpensive. This one is just okay. I do have other black liners in my stash that I think do a better job. It applies fine. It doesn't apply quite as inky as I would like. It doesn't stay quite as long as I would like, but it doesn't run, which is nice. I did start my wing with this. Didn't love how smoothly it was applying, and that's when I went in with the black shadow from the Tarte Man-Eater After Dark. But this liner, I will continue using it, just maybe not on days that I need it to last and last and last, or maybe I'll throw it in the drawer downstairs for if I'm just touching up in the bathroom. But this, it's okay. For mascara, I tried the She Glam Max Impact Mascara. Extreme volumizing, that's what I went for. When I'm looking for a mascara, I want all the volume, all the length. I don't mind a little bit of clumping. I just want my biggest, fullest lashes possible. This is my biggest fail from She Glam. This did not wow me. This mascara is not terrible. I haven't quit on it. I'm continuing to try to use it. It did seem to apply a little bit easier today than it did before, so it might be a situation where age helps it. So it's not one that I'm gonna throw away or try to return. I will continue using it. I also put it on my bottom lashes, which 99% of mascaras end up coming down on my face, which is why I use the tubing 99% of the time. But I did try it, and I'll try to remember to put a comment in the description box because it is fairly early and I do plan on keeping this makeup on all day, all night, so I'll let you know. For concealer, another fail from She Glam, or disappointment from She Glam, was this concealer. I had to figure it out. I had to keep playing. The day that I demoed this, I thought my under eyes looked quite dry, and I wasn't sure if it was the concealer or the powder, which I will talk about in just a moment, but I think it was the concealer. It went on fine. It actually had a pretty decent coverage to it, but I felt like my under eyes looked very dry halfway through the day, which is a big problem for me. A lot of concealers do that. I'm thinking about doing a top concealer video. If you're interested in that, let me know, because I'm noticing that not all of my concealers do that. This is likely one that I will not use again. I tried 2 different foundations this month. In my What's New in Makeup, I talked about the new Fenty product that was to illuminate your skin. I'll pop a picture, I forget what it's called. But when I saw that, it reminded me that I hadn't tried the actual Blur skin tint. So I picked that up because I wanted to try it. I'm not interested in an illuminating base. I wanted to try her regular skin tint, so I did. And I was not disappointed. I think that this is lovely. It's lightweight. It goes over the skin. I tried it with the birthday primer. I've tried it with other primers. It is nice. It is thin. It gives a light to medium coverage, a very skin-like finish. So this one was a win. For today, I put on the She Glam. This is the Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm. This I was concerned about. I was afraid it would be heavy. It is not. I picked up mine in the shade Sand, and you'll see in the video that I put this on, my favorite thing about this is that this will last me 100 years. A little bit goes. I mean, I barely touch in there, and you get so, I'm running out of room, you get so much product. The only thing that I would warn you about with this product is to make sure that you go very light-handed. Less is more. A couple tiny dots on your face and then start to blend. I used my Haley's Beauty brush and went in and just took my time really working it into the skin using as little product as possible. I think with these balms, if you go, well, with any foundation, if you apply too much, that's where it ends up looking heavy, that's where it ends up looking cakey, that's where it might sink into some fine lines. Really take your time using minimal product, pushing that product into the skin, and I think this is fantastic, super inexpensive, doesn't feel drying, and yet in a couple hours I'm not a grease slick. So this is pretty good. I've been reaching for that quite a bit. I picked up the Insta-Ready Powder from She Glam, and I have made a good attempt to continue using it to find out, was that what was drying out my under eyes? Do I like the face powder? And I do. This powder is nice and convenient because it's got a brightening powder on the top and then a setting powder on the bottom. The setting powder on the bottom is very, very thin. There's a lot of powder blow up when you use it, but I do think it is a nice product. With the eyes, I am very careful. I like to use my Amazon Puff, still loving these. This is what I use every day to at least set my under eyes. I went in very, very carefully with this, patted it on my hand, and then very carefully pat out any shine from underneath the eyes. So this one is on the higher end. Did I fall in love? No. Will I continue using it? Yes. Bronzer and contour. I tried 2 different products this month, and the first one was this one from She Glam. Unfortunately, this one is not one that I will be using. I've tried a couple of times, but I do feel like it looks a little unnatural on my skin tone. But I do believe this is a good product. I just picked a not so great shade for me. This is extremely cool, a little more gray toned than I would want. I am leaning more towards cool toned bronzers and contours as of late, but that one took it a little bit too far. So I'm gonna say that that is a good product. The next time I place an order and get one of the new eyeshadows, maybe the next time I pick up some products, I will try a different shade of contour. I find that hard to order online. But the other contour that I tried, or bronzer, is this one from Milani. These are new, and this is their Conceal and Perfect Contour. I chose the shade Toffee, which is 03. I wanted to go more cooler toned, but I was afraid that the lightest one, I think Honey is the one that I see online all the time, was going to be too light. So I went in with Toffee, and you can see when I apply it that it does look a little bit dark, but it really blends out lovely. I think this is a gorgeous product. I did not set it with a powder bronzer or contour. That is all that I have, and I really think that the face is given quite a bit of structure, and the longevity of this product seems to be fantastic. This contour is a big winner for September, and I will for sure continue using it. For blush, I went in with the She Glam liquid blush that I picked up. This is another one that I would not mind to have more shades, because I ended up having to throw another color on top of this. But in my video, you will see that I put this pretty pink shade on, which obviously does not match my eye look at all, but I wanted you to see how it applied, and super easy. I mean, one dot and then you pat it out and it's gorgeous. It dries to a matte, it stays. After that dried, to add a little more warmth to my face, I went into my Sephora blush. It is beautiful. The Sephora sale is coming at the end of the month. All of these Sephora brand products will be 30% off. I highly recommend that you pick up some of these Sephora brand blushes. I have the Over the Moon, which is a pinky purple pop, that just out of the cold look. And this one is one of the ones with some shimmer in it. It is called Hot Flush. I believe it's Hot Flush Copper, but it says Hot Flush here. I adore this. You don't have to wear highlight when you use this because it's got that shimmer. This is great. I think when the Sephora sale is going on, or before, I may do a video on my favorite products from the Sephora collection. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and comment if that's something that you'd like to see, because I think they do have a lot of winners there. For lips, I grabbed my She Glam lip liner. Like, the packaging is so beautiful on all their products, right? I can't remember the shade. I will make sure that I post a picture with the shade on it, and of course everything that I'm talking about is going to be listed below in the description box. But this is just a really pretty brown nude color, right up my alley. This is fantastic, and I believe price-wise it is very close to my beloved Morphe Sweet Tea. So this will be used. I do lean a little bit more on the sharpen type pencils, whereas this is a twist up pencil, but this is nice. When I was in the hospital with my son for 5 days, I had my Morphe Sweet Tea in my purse. I have multiple of them. I have them in multiple places in my house. And I was reminded that that might not be a smart idea to have in your purse because I had no sharpener. So day 4 or day 5, it was getting a little painful putting that needs to be sharpened pencil on my lips. And I may make a video on my emergency makeup kit. The hospital is a good 40 minutes from my house, so instead of coming home and getting makeup or having my husband pick out makeup for me, I went to Ulta and I picked up some drugstore items. I thought about getting items that I knew and loved, and I didn't. I grabbed things that I didn't know. So let me know if you want to see a quick video about that, about my emergency hospital makeup that I used, because there were a couple good ones in there. I'll have to talk about them next month if they make it into the favorites. But a twist up lip liner would have been beneficial. I'm gonna remember that, and maybe this will go in my purse, because it is creamy enough to go over the lips and creamy enough to truly fill in the lips without making them feel dry or dragging. This is nice. I would not mind picking up a few more colors in this, and I believe this was less than $5. So win. And then the last one is this liquid lip that I picked up from She Glam, and I will post a picture with the color. It stinks getting old when you can't see. But I do really like it. You can see it on my lips right now. It is a lovely, I would say peachy brown. It does dry down to a matte, which I like. I am a color stay kind of girl. It is not my favorite formula in that I prefer a liquid lip that you put on and then it dries down and feels like nothing on your lips. This one does provide a little bit of tack. And as long as I don't put my lips together, I don't notice it. But if the event happens that I do, I notice it and I don't love that. Obviously, if I were to put a gloss on top of it, I wouldn't notice it at all. But it does hold on quite a bit. The last thing that I wanted to mention is not a new product, but I have to give it some love in a monthly favorites and fails because I continue to reach for it, and that is my Essence All About Matte. I dip into this more than once a day. I like to end my makeup even after I spray my setting spray and I let it sit for a minute. Oftentimes I will go back in with my puff and I will take just a little bit, again, just a light couple taps, and I will go over any places that I just want to remove any shine, because when you take away that shine, you take away that texture, and this will help my skin not become too shiny. I mean, really, it's just the center of the face. Over here, I don't mind the shine. I think that looks healthy. I have the highlighter there, but right in this center area, I want it smooth, I want it shine free, and this is the product. I'm so disappointed. The last couple of times I've gone onto Ulta's website, it's been sold out. I'm continuing to look because I wanted to have one upstairs and one downstairs. Terrible packaging, but very inexpensive price. This, I can tell it is ready to snap, but obviously I've hit pan. I love this if you are oily or you struggle with shine in your T-zone, maybe combo skin. I highly recommend it. Again, this is really all makeup. You want to go in very lightly because you don't want it to look heavy or cakey. So I think I have covered everything. I have a mess in front of me. I've not been able to clean up. I've only been home for a couple of days. I hope that you found this enjoyable. I hope that you found some good information about some products that you might be interested in. Obviously, I had a lot of She Glam because I did a full face, but there were a couple other items sprinkled in. I know that I tried the Makeup Revolution and Game of Thrones products in September, but it was so close to the end, I'm gonna save that for my October faves and fails. Got some fun videos coming up for you. I hope that you will consider subscribing if you've not subscribed already. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.